have to wait a little bit for the other board members. Yeah, they're on the way.
Así, like this.
yours on? Okay, well, I'll turn mine on when you turn yours.
Good evening, everyone. We'll start our meeting. And before to start the meeting, if anyone in the audience required a headset for a Spanish translation, please raise your hands and a device will be provided to you. Si alguien, buenas tardes a todos. Primero, si alguien en la audiencia requiere unos audífonos para que se les traduzca al español, por favor levanten su mano y un dispositivo se les va a proveer. Welcome to the Palm Springs Unified School District regular meeting at the Board of Education. Today is Tuesday, October 28, 2025. And we are so glad you are here with us, whether you are joining us in person or watching along on YouTube. Thank you for being part of tonight's meeting. I will not call the meeting to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Member Cornett.
Here.
Member Girardi.
Here.
Member Irvin.
Here.
Board Clerk Jarrell.
Here.
Board President Espericueta.
Here.
Student Board Member Aguilar Hernandez. Student Board Member Aparicio.
Item 6B is the pledge of the allegiance. The pledge of allegiance will be led by Cathedral City High School Student Board Member Leslie Aguilar Hernandez. Please stand. Thank you. Item 6C, our mission statement. Our mission statement will be read by Rancho Mirad High School Student Board Member Olivia Aparicio in English and Cathedral City High School Student Board Member Leslie Aguilar in Spanish.
All members of Palm Springs Unified School District are united in our commitment to equity. We create deep, meaningful learning opportunities, build professionalism, and engage parents and community to ensure success for all students. All students graduate with the skills, capacities, and confidence needed to success in a rapidly changing world.
Todos los estudiantes del Distrito Escolar Unificado de Palm Springs están unidos en nuestro compromiso con la equidad. Creamos oportunidades de aprendizaje profundas y significativas, creamos profesionalismo y involucramos a los padres y a la comunidad para garantizar el éxito de todos los estudiantes. Todos los estudiantes gradúan con las habilidades, capacidades y confianza necesaria para tener éxito en un mundo en cambio rápido.
Thank you, Leslie and Olivia. And we move to item 6D, land acknowledgement, and I will read the land acknowledgement. The Palm Springs Unified School District acknowledge that Cahuilla is as the original steward of the land on which the Palm Springs Unified School District facility now sits. We are grateful to have the opportunity to work with the indigenous people in this place. We pay our respect to the Cahuilla people past, present, and emerging who have been here since time in memory. We move to item 7. Item 7, report at closed session. Claire Girel, are there any closed session action to report?
Board President Espericueta, yes. In closed session, the Board of Education took action to uphold the superintendent/designee's decision regarding student N.C.'s grade placement for the 25-26 school year. The decision of the board is final pursuant to Education Code 48070.5 and Administrative Regulation 5123. The roll call vote was as follows, by unanimous vote.
Thank you, Claire Girel. Item A, approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any question? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion pass. Item 9 is approval as meeting minutes for October 14, 2025. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any question? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion pass. Item 10, a special recognition. The governing board wishes to recognize and commend the following employees for the month of October 2025. We have the short videos. Thank you. We're going to the front.
Yes.
Viviana Borquez, she's our community liaison, and we decided to recognize her just because she's been going above and beyond in her position. I love the fact that not only is she an employee, but she's also a parent. And so she's super invested with the community. She's invested with our school. She's also been able to help some of the ladies in their duties with other, when people are out or going to other desks as well. So she's been a huge asset for us. Just the fact that she could multitask and manage everything. From being a parent to not just a parent, but a band parent, community liaison, helping with the front desk. She does our translations. And for her to be able to do all of that in one day is absolutely incredible. We are extremely lucky to have you here. I've had her before at other sites, so I knew, the quality and the great person I was getting, so to get her here is amazing. We are nominating Consuelo Frosta for the Certificated Employee of the Month. She is our MTSS coach, and so she has come in and really taken a position that didn't have a lot of parameters and made it her own. From working with teachers in classrooms, working with students in small groups, and even pulling reports for us, she's been doing everything. She is bright. She knows her stuff. Panorama survey, she could tell you everything about it, pull reports, just her knowledge that she brings with her. She was a previous administrator in another district, so to have that wealth and knowledge on our staff is incredible. We are extremely lucky to have you here. I'm glad that you're part of our team. I know some days you may want to go back to the other side, but the fact that you're with our team right now and doing what you do, not just with staff, but with students, is commendable, and we thank you.
Okay, we'll start with the first employees of the month, Viviana Borges from Desert Spring High School. Viviana. Viviana, anything that you would like to share with the public?
I just want to thank admin and the board members for nominating me and for giving me this this award. I am very thankful, and also I want to thank my family, my husband, and my two kids that are my motivation every day to come to work and do what I do. And thank you for all the support that I have around the office. Cindy, Teresita, Miss Rosta, thank you so much. And thank you. Have a good night.
And next up, we have the certificated employee of the month, Consuelo Frausto. Congratulations, Consuelo. Congratulations. Consuelo, anything that you would like to share?
Hello, thank you very much for this recognition. I'm honored and humbled to serve the students and the community here in Desert Hot Springs High School. Thank you to the marvelous administrators for recognizing me and making me feel special. And thanks to my family who attended here. And of course, to my girls in the audience. Thank you very much for all your support and love.
Thank you. Congratulations. And we move to item 10B. The governing board wishes to recognize and commend the following Palm Springs Unified School District student for academic excellence. The first student is Ruben Gonzalez from Desert Hot Springs High School. Good job. Congratulations. Go ahead, miss.
Congratulations.
Do we have any administrator? We have administrators who would like to share some words. Tinoco. Sorry. Okay, you can.
You want to do a few words?
Yeah.
You can do a few words. You're not shy. Go for it.
Abang bis saying thank you to my mom and dad for being here with me, and then abang be saying thank you to Miss Montoya to be here with me, and I love her so much, and mom and dad, because I very happy that you came, and because I want to have a good day and have a blessed night.
Yeah, no, this is an incredible young man here. What he hasn't told you, he has some incredible dance moves too, which I'm not going to put him on the spot. No, but he's worked really, really hard, and we're really proud of him. He brings a smile and joy to our campus every single day. So it's great to have him here, and we're excited to see what happens next with this young man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Our next student is Alison Bautista. Mr. Tinoco.
Yeah, we wanted to recognize her. One thing you need to know about this young lady, she has been instrumental not just in our flag football team, which some of her team is here to cheer on. Yeah, undefeated league, just throwing that out there. But also, she was part of a group that started a club on campus that's called Empower Her. One of the things we've been working on is really lifting the voices of our young ladies and helping them find their voice and letting them know that regardless if it's academics, athletics, anything, their voice is just as important as everyone else's. So we're very proud of her, and we're also excited to see what she does next in her career here. So good job. Now you're shy? Now you're shy?
I just want to thank you guys for giving me the recognition. I really appreciate it. I want to thank my mom. Muchas gracias a mi mamá. And my coaches here for supporting me and always being my biggest support system here at school.
Yeah.
We move to item 10C. The governing board wishes to recognize and commend the following parent for being involved in school side activities and events. The parent is Tania Uribe.
I could go on and on about Tanya here, but I've had the pleasure of knowing her for a while now, not only as an employee, but also as a parent. What she does is remarkable, not just for her students, but now for our students as an employee here at Desert Hot Springs High School. So we're proud of her. She keeps continuing and pushing herself, also to be a role model for her students and for her own kids. So we appreciate everything you do. Practice, right?
I'd like to thank whoever thought about me, to receive this recognition. And I would like to appreciate my family and my friends for being here and being so supportive. And my kids who motivate me to keep moving forward. And staff, oh my goodness, I can't say anything wrong about you guys. You guys are wonderful. I love this school site. Thank you for being so supportive as well, and always positive reinforcement in every way. Mr. Tinoco, you're exactly what you said. I know Mr. Tinoco for years. Great boss, great person. Good example for our kids, and I feel safe having my kids around him. He's awesome. Thank you for being the great person you are.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, we're done with this. Huh?
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
We're going to stay down here until after the presentations are done. So if you guys want to grab a seat in the front row.
Only public
On the
comment.
comment from here, and you guys will sit there.
Okay. 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 La tarjeta está ahí arriba.
Okay.
Okay, we move from here the item 11, the public comments. Claire Girel, have we received any electronic comments? Okay, we don't receive any electronic comments. And in-person comments. All comments are to be directed to the board, be under 3 minutes, and shall be devoid of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during public comments. Board members do not respond to public comments. We have Carl, and we will start with Dana Hatcher and Melissa. Melissa Hatcher. Well, okay.
Okay. My comment is, I would just like to know, my grandson is autistic. He has and I would like to know about the SPED program, especially the one-on-ones. There is not enough at his school. We've been told that you guys cannot get people there, and I get it, there's lack thereof. And I'm just wondering, with the school so big as Bella Vista, why are we not treated with care? Our kids, or her kid, my grandson, has just as much right to his education in the SPED as the general population does, or the general education does. So we're wondering, why is there a lack of SPED aides there? And that's what I'd like to, especially with such a big school. It is a school over 800 kids, 700 to 800 kids. It's like a high school or middle school. So I'd just like to, no, thank you, and that's the only comment. I'm sorry, what?
And next comments come from Sarah Singh. Sarah.
Okay, hi everybody. It's nice to see you again. I'm just here to say thank you for being here and hosting your meeting at our campus, and our U.S.D leadership classes all there in the back. And we're here to welcome you to our DHSHS campus, and we're glad to have you here, and we just want to express our gratitude and say thank you to all of you board members for participating in our first ever Homecoming City Parade. We appreciate all the spirit that you brought. I saw you guys out there. The parade went amazing, and we hope you all had an amazing time as well. And if there's any parents or staff from the middle schools or elementary schools that participated as well, we would love to thank you all as well, because the parade just went spectacular and it lived up to all of our expectations. It was definitely an amazing community gathering, and we look forward to continuing the parade tradition in the future. So thank you all.
The next member of the public comment will be Liliana Ramirez. Liliana Ramirez, es su turno.
Buenas tardes, miembros de la Junta y liderazgo del distrito. Mi nombre es Liliana Ramírez y muchos de ustedes me conocen como fundadora de Padres por la Inclusión o Lila's Face Painting. Un grupo de apoyo para familias de estudiantes con discapacidad es el grupo de Padres por la Inclusión. También soy madre de Carmen Reyes Ramírez, una niña de 11 años que cursa el 6º grado en Desert Spring Middle School. Estoy aquí esta noche porque después de años intentar trabajar buena fe con este distrito, mi esposo y yo hemos tomado la difícil decisión de retirar a Carmen del Distrito Escolar Unificado de Palm Springs y finalizar su participación en el proceso de IIP. La verdad es simple. El Departamento de Educación Especial del Distrito no está preparado para atender necesidades de Carmen. Carmen tiene múltiples discapacidades, autismo, discapacidad intelectual, hipotonía y un raro trastorno genético llamado síndrome DDX3X, no verbal, y se comunica principalmente a través del lenguaje de señas. Sin embargo, a pesar de años de solicitudes, el distrito se ha negado a evaluarla en lenguaje de señas americano y no ha proporcionado personal que pueda comunicarse con ella. Durante todo este proceso, no hemos sido tratados como miembros igualitarios en el equipo de IIP de Carmen. Las reuniones han sido largas, repetitivas y emocionalmente agotadoras. Los informes se traducen con meses de retrasos, las interpretaciones son deficientes y nuestras aportaciones son ignoradas, lo que hace imposible participar de manera significativa. En lugar de colaboración, nos hemos sentido culpados, excluidos y silenciados. Comenzamos este camino con esperanza y confianza, creyendo que podríamos trabajar por Carmen juntos, pero el sistema que encontramos es uno que se defiende a sí mismo en lugar de servir a los niños, un sistema que gasta el dinero público en abogados, consultores y en lugar de intervenir en asistentes capacitados, maestros especializados o personal que domine el lenguaje de señas. Sabemos que hay educadores compasivos en el distrito y agradecemos a quienes han mostrado verdadero cuidado, respeto por Carmen. Pero tal como está, el sistema de educación especial está roto y las familias como la nuestra estamos pagando un precio muy alto. Nuestra decisión de retirarnos no surge de un enojo, sino del amor por la paz y el derecho de nuestra hija y la dignidad de nuestra hija. Queremos que se eduque en un entorno donde sea comprendida. Comparto nuestra historia no solo por Carmen, sino por muchas que vendrán tal vez detrás de nosotros y por cada familia que en este momento está sufriendo y siendo ignorada. Mi esperanza es que el distrito, la Junta, reflexione y se comprometan a construir un sistema que incluya verdaderamente a los padres como socios y a nuestros hijos, inviertan en nuestros hijos y no en papeleo. Gracias a todos ustedes.
Good evening, members of the board and district leadership. My name is Liliana Ramirez, and many of you know me as the founder of Parents for Inclusion, a support group for families of students with disabilities. I am also the mother of Carmen Reyes Ramirez, an 11-year-old sixth grader from Desert Springs Middle School. I'm here tonight because after years of trying to work in good faith with this district, my husband and I have made the difficult decision to withdraw Carmen from the Palm Springs Unified School District and end her participation in the IEP process. The truth is simple. The district's special education department is not equipped to meet Carmen's needs. Carmen has multiple disabilities, autism, intellectual disability, hypotonia, and a rare genetic condition called DDX3X syndrome. She is nonverbal and communicates primarily through American Sign Language. Yet, despite years of requests, the district has refused to assess her in ASL and has failed to provide staff who can communicate with her. Throughout this process, we have not been treated as an equal member of Carmen's IEP team. Meetings have been long, repetitive, and emotionally exhausting. Translating reports months late, providing poor interpretation, and dismissing our input have made meaningful participation impossible. Instead of collaboration, we have felt blamed, excluded, and silenced. We began this journey with hope and trust, believing we could work together for Carmen, but the system we encounter is one that defends itself instead of serving children. One that spends public money on lawyers and consultants rather than investing in trained aides, specialized teachers, or staff fluent in ASL. We know there are compassionate educators in this district, and we thank those who show genuine care and respect for Carmen, but as it stands, The special education system here is broken, and families like ours are paying the high price. Our decision to leave does not come from anger, it comes from love. Love for our daughter's peace, dignity, and right to learn in an environment where she is understood. I share a story, not only for Carmen, but for every family who's going to come after us and feels unheard. My hope is that the district and this board will reflect and commit to building a system that truly includes parents as partners, values accessibility, and invests in people, not paperwork. Invest in children, not paperwork. Thank you for listening and for taking this to heart.
Do, do we have any another member of the public who wish to address the board education? No? Okay, now we move to item 12. Item 12 is our student board member report and will be presented by Leslie Aguilar Hernandez and Olivia Aparicio. Up first, we have Leslie from Cathedral City High School.
So, hello everybody. Thank you for being here. So today, October 28th, I will be going over the month of October at Cathedral City High School. I'll be going in depth through our academies and other happenings around our school. So jumping right in, we have Parent Palooza. On October 4th, CCHS hosted its annual Parent Palooza, an event in which students are invited to bring friends and family to visit various workshops, including benefits of the IB program, mental health awareness, CCFD, the dangers of fentanyl, and how to use Narcan, and much more. Not only were these workshops for parents and families to enjoy, but also various performances by our very own Ballet Folklorico and CCHS dance team. Students of all grades were also recognized for their hard work, earning awards in honor roll and principal honor roll. We also wanted to thank Dr. Marcus Funches for attending the event. Now, jumping straight into our academies. First up, we have our Health and Environmental Academy of Learning, also known as HEAL. So on October 1st through October 3rd, the HEAL juniors took their annual college trip. This trip allows students to visit various prestigious campuses to Southern California and explore the many health majors and programs they have to offer at their school. Schools included UCLA, USC, UC Santa Barbara, Cal State LA, CSUN, and Channel Islands. Next up, the VIP Showcase. On October 8th, the HEAL Academy was invited to the PSUSD VIP Showcase, in which they displayed the skills they have learned throughout their years. The stations included vital signs, pediatrics, mental health, CPR, and phlebotomy. Now, on October 16th, 2025, schools throughout California held their Great Shakeout Drill. What separates CCHS's Great Shakeout Drills from the rest of PSUSD schools is their inclusion of a student search and rescue team, as well as local first responders. Students of the HEAL Academy performed a search and rescue with student volunteers as victims. CCFD paramedics and Morongo Valley EMS helicopter all showed up to teach students the importance of emergency preparedness. Now moving on, we have our IB diploma. So our IB diploma class of 2026 has started their CAS, also known as Creativity, Activity, and Service Project, and Sunnylands Project. The IB Diploma CAS project is a student-led project in which students have interconnected activities over the span of 1 month. The goal is to develop skills in problem solving, decision making, and real-world scenarios. And now we have our AVID Academy. So on October 7th, the AVID class of 2026 took a field trip to UCLA, led by CCHS class of 2025 valedictorian Gavin Barch. They learned about the different undergraduate and graduate programs offered at UCLA, including the Henry Samueli School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, David Geffen School of Medicine, Herb Alpert School, and much more. During this field trip, students also witnessed firsthand protests going on at UCLA, reflecting different opinions about the ongoing governing situation. And now we have our Data Academy. On October 24th, 2025, the CCHS Data Academy, the Digital Arts and Technology Academy, held their Spooky House event. This event was open to all students and peers watched student-made horror films while having a good time with family and friends. And now, moving on from our academies, we have our extracurriculars, and first up, we have our band. So starting off strong, we have our CCHS band. On October 4th, the CCHS band competed at Canyon Springs High School. Canyon Springs High School. They placed second in Division 3A and also placed second for percussion and visual and high visual performance. Now we have our CCHS Theater. So the CCHS Theater production, along with our very own Dr. Franz, put together an amazing performance. This year, the play was Halloween Screams. Halloween Screams was about a group of young people who decided to put together a haunted house at their local rec center, which turned out to be haunted. And now, last but certainly not least, we have our athletic senior night. So on October 9th, the Lady Lions celebrated their very own senior night. That ended with the victory. And on October 15th, we also had our Lady Lions flag football night. Although they didn't have the outcome that they wanted, it is safe to say that they left it all on the field that night. As well, our Lady Lions golf team also had their very own senior night that night, and unfortunately, they didn't get the results that they wanted. And now for upcoming events. So on October 30th, we have our homecoming parade, and I would love to invite you all to join us on the 30th for our annual downtown homecoming parade at Cedar City, and it will be filled with much school spirit and energy, and I would love for you guys to all be there. And I would also love to invite you guys to our Halloween-themed football game. And on November 1st, we will have our homecoming. Now, are there any questions on my presentation? No? Thank you. And that is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. And up next, we have Olivia from Rancho Mirage High School.
Hi, my name is Olivia, and I'm the Rancho Mirage High School student board member. Let's click back. Sorry. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to share what's been happening this October at Rancho Mirage High School. This month, our school focus has been breast cancer awareness, and our students have shown incredible spirit, pride, and community involvement. Here is our girls volleyball team wearing pink, our cheer team with pink bows, and our ASB with pink shirts. Before we look ahead, I would like to take a quick moment to recap of our highlights from this month. We kicked off October with Homecoming Week, themed Alice in Wonderland. Each class created a float inspired by a scene from the movie, and this year's float competition winner was the junior class. Our Rattlers showed pride at the homecoming game with our blackout theme, and each class performed during our rallies. ASB even partnered with theater to perform a creative Alice in Wonderland skit that brought the story to life. It was a great week full of energy, teamwork, and school pride. We also celebrated our Character Recognition Awards, where about 20 students were recognized for their character and community involvement. Our softball team also received their championship rings this month, a proud moment for Rancho Mirage Rattlers. And our Friday Night Live club team launched their Boo Grams program, allowing students to send positive notes to each other for $1, a great way to spread kindness and positivity across campus. Now, for our program focus, Cafe. One of our standout programs this month has been our Cafe program, and Cafe stands for Career in Food Education. This program gives students hands-on experience in culinary arts, teaching them to prepare cultural dishes and gain real-world hospitality skills. In October, cafe students had the honor of catering the legislative breakfast at the U.S.D school district, serving food to board members and district leaders. They are also preparing for an exciting upcoming event, including the Read With Me collaboration with Steph Curry's Board of Education at the Mary Pickford Theater in November, and the Palm Springs Wine event where they'll showcase their talents to the public. Cafe students will also be providing food for the CTE showcase at the Palm Springs Air Museum and their annual major events such as the FCCLA culinary competitions at the state and national levels, the Desert Wine and Food Festival, and the P&B Tennis Court. Their dedication, professionalism, and creativity continue to represent Rancho Mirage at the highest level. And here's a video from our cafe team.
Hi, I'm Rachel Zombi. I'm a senior here at Rancho Mirage, and I've been in cafe for 3 years. And in this class, we've learned a lot of cooking techniques and a lot of learning dishes around the world and different methods on how to cook stuff. I would say this class is very hands-on and can be a little challenging at some times, but I have gained a lot of skills from it, and I am thankful.
My favorite thing about cafe would be just how we learn new dishes every week. We always explore new culinaries. Like, for example, this week we're doing Greek. A few weeks ago we did African cuisine. You know, it's just great to learn new cuisines and expand my taste.
Hi, my name is Jenna Van Loon. I'm the culinary instructor here for the Cafe Academy at Rancho Mirage High School. The Cafe Academy is a 3-year program which gives students the opportunity to learn how to cook, the history of culinary, and gives them the insight to jobs and opportunities around the Coachella Valley and in the hospitality industry.
That is our cafe program. And moving on to our athletic teams. Football with the record of 1-13, flag football. A young team showing great effort and growth. Our volleyball team finished with 5-16, ending strong with teamwork and spirit. Tennis records was 4-11, wrapping up a fun season and celebrating senior night. Our cross country completed their first meet and continued to make strong success. Our girls golf record was 5-9, with sophomore Kira Cassidy winning the DEL championship for singles and proudly representing Rancho Mirage High School in the CIF. Our boys water polo team record with 4-11, closing out a competitive season while celebrating their seniors. We're so proud of all of our athletes for their dedication, teamwork, and school spirit. Moving on to our performing arts, on October 29th, our theater, dance, choir, and cafe programs will come together for a special showcase performance. Cafe will be serving food, and the events will be highlighting the creativity and talent of our students. We'd love to invite all board members and community members to join us for this exciting evening. And moving on to our middle school, James Workman. Over at James Workman Middle School, the campus has been full of energy and community spirit. They participated in the District Walk School Day from Century Park, promoting wellness and connection. With special thanks to the Mayor of Cathedral City and the Police Department for joining in. On October 23rd, they hosted their annual Fall Festival, a huge success that brought families together for games, food, and fun. Campus improvements are also moving forward. The 200 building is now complete, and the work continues on the 300, 400, and main office buildings. James Workman continues to grow, connect, and celebrate their cultural and community. Moving on to our academics and opportunities. To wrap up, our academic and counseling teams have been working hard to support students with all grade levels. We've had our ASVAB and PACT testing, and our seniors are completing their civic engagement projects to earn the seal of civic engagement on their diplomas. Our juniors are applying for the BSU MSI College and Culture Tour, giving them a unique opportunity to explore higher education and culture. The counseling team has also hosted the Bite of Reality, a hands-on simulation where seniors learned about budgeting, credit, housing, transportation, and real-world expenses and invaluable experience. And that is it. Thank you so much.
Okay, now we will move to item 10D. The governing board wishes to recognize and commend the following recipient at the Board at Education Making a Difference Award. The award is Yen Pai, Desert Hot Spring concert member. Congratulations, felicidades.
It is our extreme honor and pleasure to award our Making a Difference Award to Miss Jan Pai. There aren't many people who have chosen to dedicate themselves to giving back to the city of Desert Hot Springs and its scholars. She says it's been her goal to give back to the community who helped raise her daughter. A Desert Hot Springs City Council member for the past 26 years, Ms. Pai moved to the city in 1978 with her daughter and has embraced the history of the city and moved it forward. She has been active in many district programs and projects and joined the Desert Hot Springs Women's Club after the club awarded her daughter a scholarship. The Desert Hot Springs Women's Club continues to provide thousands of dollars in scholarships to our Desert Hot Springs High students each year, as it has done for over 70 years. Ms. Pai applied to the Public Safety Committee in 1999 and was surprised instead to be encouraged to submit her application for an opening on the Desert Hot Springs City Council and was appointed from 10 candidates. She credits the mayor at that time, Yvonne Parks, for leading the charge of changing the image of Desert Hot Springs, and she carried the ball further during her tenure on the council, which continues today. Jan has also served as an Ophelia Project mentor at Desert Hot Springs High School for the past 3 years, fostering the success of our young women of promise. She attends every monthly Do the Right Thing award ceremony and encouraged founder Terry Ketover to expand the program beyond PSUSD and helped her garner a $10,000 grant from the RAP Foundation, of which she has been a member for 10 years and is completing her 4th year as chair. She was on the first board of Cabot's Pueblo Museum and was integral in establishing its mission statement and its becoming a nonprofit organization and preserving its history, as was Cabot Yorkshire's family's wishes. Jan's motto is, "I don't chase after my integrity follows me." Oh yes, Jan, it certainly does. On behalf of the Board of Education, the administration, staff, families, and most of all our scholars, we extend a heartfelt gratitude to you for all you do to champion PSUSD and the city of Desert Hot Springs. You truly make a difference. Thank you so much.
All I'm going to do, I'm going to ask you to hold this.
Okay.
My grandmother, whenever she got something exciting happen, she would dance like she would in a Baptist church.
Very, very good.
Okay. Now we move to item 13, presentation. Item 13A is a educational service update, OE10. Dr. Kovals, yeah.
Instruction. This evening she's going to be providing our educational services update. It's an academic progress update, and she'll be providing information on our universal screener. See, I didn't need a mic.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity to present tonight on our beginning of the year assessment results. So the presentation tonight, I'm going to quickly recap our rollout of this brand new screener that we're using in our district. I'll review our baseline results for the beginning of the year, and then we will talk about the systems and support that we have in place so that we can see what our progress looks like between beginning of the year and then the middle of the year. So just as a reminder for our PS-USD implementation, the purpose of this new screener in the state of California is to identify students who are at risk. So it's that temperature check. And that we use that data to help guide our instruction, to dig a little bit deeper, to monitor them along the way, to ensure that they are making progress and make any necessary adjustments. The education code in California requires that all school districts provide this screener to every kindergarten, first and second grader 1 time a year. But in Palm Springs Unified, we have elected to give a screener to all kindergarten through 5th grade students because our data deems that's necessary. And we are administering the benchmark screener 3 times a year instead of 1 time a year. So we are just concluding our beginning of the year benchmark at the end of September. And part of the education code includes a parent notification requirement. So I wanted to share with you this week, our parents will be receiving the beginning of the year assessment results for their kinder through 5th grade students. We are notifying for 3rd, 4th, and 5th as well. And we will be notifying them through a letter that they will receive on Parent Square, just giving an overview, a general overview of the assessments and where they can access their child's results in Parent View. We have created a video in English and Spanish if they want to dive a little bit deeper into what the measures mean. That will be posted on Parent Square as well. And then it also includes the directions on how to get to Parent View, and this Home Connect letter will be posted in English and Spanish for every student who completed the assessment. I wanted to show you just a sample here of what this parent results letter looks like. Up at the top in the circle, you will see the composite score for their child, and then it will include all of the assessments depending on the grade that they are in, all the assessment measures that they took, and it gives them on that scale of red, which is well below, yellow is below, green is at, and then your blue is above. So we're looking for green and blue in all the reports that we're showing. It'll show them where their child is at. Plus it gives a little descriptor of the measure. And then on the back, individualized for their child based off their scores, it gives some home suggestions for support at home, ways that they can help their child at home. So that's what parents will be receiving this week from the beginning of the year, and they will receive the same report middle of the year and end of the year. So when we start looking at the data, these are the measures that are required in each grade level. At the bottom, it gives you an idea about how long we spend assessing each student. You can see it does say if discontinued, especially in our younger grades, if a child is struggling with an initial assessment that leads to a future assessment, it will discontinue so it doesn't cause frustration because they're not ready yet for that skill. So in some of the graphs, you will see a code if it is discontinued, and then the assessment is a little bit shorter until the results indicate they're ready for that next assessment. The opposite can happen as well. As they get older, they can test out of certain assessments too. This breaks the measures down. When you get to the data reports, you can refer back to this as a key, and it lets you know when it says like NWF, that's nonsense word fluency. And then it tells you what reading skill that addresses and what it allows the student the ability to do regarding reading. So this is just kind of a key when you're looking. And I added the grade levels again as a reference that are taking those assessments on the left. So now for our results. So these are what all of the graphs look like, same color coding. This is our overall, so all of the elementary students in Palm Springs Unified. On the far right gives you the number of students assessed. And you can see the top is all grade levels, and then it breaks it down by grade. This is the composite, so it's a mathematical calculation of all of the measures that that grade level took to give you an overall score. I'm going to go ahead with future slides that break it down by group, and then we'll look deeper into the grade level measures as well. You can see a trend as we go through these. Our 4th grade level really stood out. And some of this data that you're seeing also, I'd like to point out, matches, reflects what we see in our STAR and our CASP results also. So looking at our different groups, here's our Hispanic composite for it's the same layout. So we have the overall for all grade levels at the very top, and then it breaks it down by grade level. And again, our 4th grade was slightly more advanced. We have the same breakdown for our African American students. Fifth grade was highest performing there. Our white demographic, again, same breakdown. And then our Asian demographic. I also broke our data down. We're able to filter by our groups. So we have our English learner. And then next has the data for our students with disabilities. I'm going to advance to the next slide because I have taken all of those slides and looked at our goal, which is at or above, and taken the percentage of students who scored at or above in every grade level in each of those groups, so you could see visually a comparison of the groups next to each other with all, and you can see visually that our students with disabilities and our English learners have the biggest achievement gap. We did use the assessment lectura. So this represents not just our students in dual immersion, because based on the education code, we survey all of our parents of students coming in that speak another language. And so this also represents, based on the survey provided to parents, if a student needs to take the assessment the first time in Spanish before they have a good year of English instruction. So those numbers are also, we had around 124 students take lectura that are not in primary language. And then we had approximately 8 students based off the survey who speak a language other than Spanish or English that do not take the assessment this first year until they've had that year of instruction, because we don't have this assessment in some of the other languages. Yes.
A quick question for you.
Mhm.
I didn't see our Native Americans. Is our Native American stats on there?
I can break that down. I went with those groups only because some of them were identifiable when we only had one student in a grade level, so I didn't go that small. But I can provide that to you.
And how about 2 or more race?
I need to check on that to see if it breaks it down in this system for 2 or more race.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
A quick question. When you mentioned that that information is shared by in English and Spanish, is automatically or when the parent asks for the Spanish report?
Automatically.
Automatically in
Mhm.
both
languages.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
It'll show up in the report in both.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and so now we will break it down by grade level measures. So this is how our kindergarten students scored overall in all of their individual measures. And keep in mind, this is beginning of the year. So these are our students coming in with very little instruction. You can see that we start off with 52% as a composite behind where we would expect our kindergartners to be entering school. BOY is beginning of the year. And then if you see later, MOY will be middle of the year and EOY end of the year. So they, our primary grades take the most measures because these are all foundational skills with the exception of one that I'll speak to when we get to the upper grades. But it assess letter names, and then we get into phoneme segmentation fluency. You'll see nonsense words. Nonsense words, where it says letter sounds and decoding, is one test, but it is broken up into 2 components. They look at correct letter sounds and then words read correctly. So it gives the teacher data points. Can they sound out the word, and then can they read it fluently? And then there's whole word reading. Again, those slashed lines, if you look at the key, lets you know how many students were not ready for that. It discontinued on them. First grade also has several measures in their required benchmarks. They add on, it's all of the measures that kindergarten has, but they add on oral reading fluency. And that also is broken up into 2 measures that you can look at, although it's one test. They give you their accuracy, so how accurately they're reading the words in that 1 minute fluency assessment, and then the total fluency, so how accurately along with how fast they can read. And here we are in 2nd grade. They start to add a comprehension assessment once we get to 2nd grade at the very bottom called the maze. You'll see that showing up in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And it looks like we have a lot of work to do there, but it will be interesting as we go to middle of the year because maze is a very unique way of a quick assessment of comprehension where a student has a sentence and they have about every 7 words is deleted and you have to pick the correct word that goes in the blank. So sometimes you start to see scores increase once they get used to that format of an assessment. And here's our 3rd grade. If a student is struggling in the required measures, other measures will open up for them to assess. So it does not give a composite until the teacher has given all the required measures based off where their student's scoring. Fourth and 5th grade only take for the benchmark oral reading fluency and then that basic comprehension, that maze assessment that I shared. And again, our 4th graders were our highest scorers this year, and that mirrors what we saw in 3rd grade CASP. And then 5th grade. So all of this data gives us a good baseline. We have established systems and support for our students. So when I'm able to come back, then next after middle of the year, we'll be able to analyze trends to see where we have grown or where if there's a lack of growth and what adjustments that we need to make. We currently will be moving towards some goal setting for our district literacy committee, taking this data and setting some measurable goals in each of those areas and taking a deeper look at our students with disabilities and English learners because they have the most significant achievement gaps compared to our overall. This is direct work out of our district literacy committee. So this is how we are responding and drafting our literacy plan. These are the elements that we are continually looking at and we are assessing as a group along the way 3 times throughout the year. So we use that data to drive our next steps, and now we have the screener data as well to support this. Out of our literacy plan that was drafted, this is one product, and these are our instructional agreements. I know Dr. Funches has mentioned before. Dibbles, you can see this is the front page, which is all literacy. On the far left, word recognition. Those components, that's where most of our Dibbles scores are going to reflect in that segment of instruction. And we worked really hard in our last October PD at getting some routines established for our primary grades as well and have followed up through our coaching. And then we have an emphasis on small group instruction that is skill-based. It's just not guided reading looking at a level, but it's actually looking at what gaps or skills are there or if a student needs pre-teaching for instruction that is coming. So we're really taking this data to drive small group instruction. So as I mentioned, we've had the October training last year, and this year was all literacy conference focused. We dove back into our adopted curriculum, showing them the alignment with the science of reading as well, and looking on the language comprehension side of the rope was this past October. We still have 2 cohorts of teachers, approximately 80 teachers finishing year 2 of letters. We are getting ready to start off a paraprofessional literacy training as well. And we provided paraprofessional training around literacy and oral language and on the October PD day also. And all of our elementary schools have instructional coaches, and 12 of them are part of the LCRS grant and have a literacy coach as well that are specifically targeting that small group instruction and using data to drive that instruction in their classrooms. So as I mentioned, I got ahead of myself, there's a small group instruction. We're really shifting to making sure it's in-class data-driven and skill-based, and we're using that grant to support this work also. And we are continuing with our reading intervention. All 15 schools have a reading intervention teacher. They are using U.S.D, which works on foundations, so all of those measures and Dibbles as well, and it's highly research-based. And they are progress monitoring. So they're working with all those students in the red. Those are students that are served in that pull-out reading intervention with U.S.D. As I mentioned, we are monitoring beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year, but our sites are diving deeper. So Dibbles is that screener, but we have other assessment tools that once we look at who's red and who's yellow, we dive deeper. So things like the core phonics screener and the letter screener, and that gives our sites data on if a student is struggling, such as short vowels, long vowels, are controlled, and that allows them to pull those small groups and make sure they're targeting resources on what students need. The district funds action planning days for every site. So although we have 2-on-2 time where this work continues, it's very challenging when they're all meeting at the same time and administrator and coaches can't get to every grade level simultaneously. So once the data was in at the end of September or throughout September as grade levels finished, they all had 3 full days to meet with grade levels to analyze their data and create action plans and goals for their specific grade levels. And we will follow up again in the winter as well. Some sites have added site-funded days for this as also. And then new this year, we have spent 2 years with our administrators looking at systems of literacy through letters, and RCOE has done training as well. And so now what we're doing is taking our learning to our school sites. So we did our first 2 visits in October and our next 2 in November, and they are going out to each other's campuses, and they have the opportunity of highlighting something that they have been working on that they've experienced success with off of our instructional agreements around literacy. So they get to see the application from a colleague and talk about how did you structure your schedule, resources, training, that type of learning. It's their own PLC around literacy as an administration. And so I look forward to coming back middle of the year and talking about all the growth that we have from beginning of the year to middle of the year. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Mr. Wyman. Next presentation is item 13, 13B 2025 California School Dashboard Local Indicator TAMO addendum for Palm Springs Unified School District and Cielo Vista Charter OE10.
Thank you, everyone. Mr. Mark Arno, our Executive Director of Student Learning, is stepping in for Dr. Pfeffer this evening. Is at a conference where he will be reviewing one of our indicators, which is really the teaching assignment monitoring outcomes. There's no need for approval. It's just for presenting to you the information to you. And if there are any questions, Mr. Hill can answer because it's all about HR.
Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. As Dr. Kovac said, tonight we have a pretty short presentation on our local indicators, specifically on the TAMO, which is the Teacher Assignment Monitoring Outcomes Report. So, first of all, as we kind of go through this, we're just talking about our local indicators. This report will technically complete all of the local indicator requirements for the 2025 school year. And all of the information has already been submitted to the state, so that it will appear on the 2025 California dashboard, which should be released pretty soon. Just some more information on the TAMO itself. So in 2019, AB 1219 required the California Commission on Teacher Credentialing to develop the California State Assignment Accountability System, allowing for state-level reporting of teacher assignment data. The TAMO report is now annually posted to the CDE data quest. And then last year was the first year that it was included on the 2024 dashboard as a local indicator. And this year will obviously be included again on the 2025 dashboard. It does note that in the data that will be reported is from the 23-24 school year, because that's the most recent information that the state has released. This is just a list of terms and definitions that you need kind of understand some of the different things that we'll see here in the chart here in just a second. But as we kind of look at that chart, again, probably Mr. Hill will answer some of those questions because this is more in the human resources world. This is the 23-24 TAMO results. You can see that it has information for our district, for Cielo Vista Charter, Riverside County, and the state of California. And you can see that for most of the indicators, we are performing better than both the county and state. So like if you look at ineffective and incomplete, you can see that we're performing better than the state and the county. One area that we're not is that out of field area, which are a little bit higher. So I'm going to give you a second just to kind of look at that and see if you have any questions on that report that Mr. Hill can answer. All good? All right. So again, just to wrap up, at the completion of this presentation, which is basically now, we will have completed all the information that we need for the local indicators. And when we get the release of the 2025 California dashboard, all local indicators will be marked as met. I think that's it. All right, any questions? All right.
Next item is item 13C, Foundation Update OE10. Dr. Kovacs?
Yes, our director of the foundation, Ellen Goodman, will be providing her quarterly report. This is the first one for the 25-26 school year. So turn it over to Ellen.
Oh, everybody else did their own slides. Oh, got it. Okay, hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me today, Ellen Goodman, Foundation Director. So this is our Q1 report. Go ahead, Lily, you can do the next slide. I always start with a statement of purpose. You can read that at your leisure. There's 3 prongs in which the foundation provides support to the school district. In addition to supporting the under and unfunded projects and working with departments, we manage community resources and dollars, funds, in-kind contributions, and as the fiscal agent, and we work with the community and stakeholders to increase visibility. We'll go to the next slide. Oh, did you recognize the person in the shoe or the person next to the person in the shoe? So this is our Q1. This is revenue that has come in. We are kicking off Community Giving Day with the Family Engagement Center, so some dollars have come in. Musical Theater Universities brought in some dollars. Our drones and robotics continues to stay strong in our Q1 classroom grants. Just really quickly, classroom grants. If someone sends $100 to the foundation because they support the work that we are doing and it's not restricted, it always goes into the classroom grant bucket, all those dollars. So we don't just hold dollars, we make sure that they go into all these categories. College and career readiness, big part of this was the scholarship money that was distributed during Q1 for our scholars. Cathedral City Elementary School got an estate gift, and we're holding on to that money for them. And then as they need it, we will be able to make purchases for them. Our Shoes for Students campaign, we continue to raise money all year long for that, so this is what it generated in Q1. The general fund is really a parking lot. That's unrestricted money that came in, and then we will then direct it. An example would be most of the general fund money that comes in goes to technology right now and the drone and robotic program. One night out for our Q1 generated $55,890 for a total of $221,662. If we can keep up that pace, we're in good shape to make our $1 million for the year. Okay, Lily, next slide. Thank you. These are just some of the projects that we did in Q1. We had our Welcome Back. That was at Palm Springs Surf Club. That was really fun. We had a really good time with that. There's a lot of really great energy. And then the raffles were super great. All the raffle money that was raised went through the employee giving campaign, which really helped to boost that. 7th grade essay contest was kicked off in September. That's every year our 7th graders have an essay contest. And then we will celebrate those winners. That one slide with the young man and all those $100 bills, he was one of our essay contest winners from last year. Student mentor resource training, it is off and running. We have 21 returning mentors from our 3 schools. We're at Rancho Mirage High School, we are at Palm Springs High School, Desert Hot Springs High School, and we ran our first ad in the Palm Springs Post. It generated 12 applications, but we ran a second ad and it generated 12 more applications. So we continue to get those in, which is really nice. It will help us serve more students, the more mentors that we have. Classroom grants, actually it was 88 grants. 94 came in, but there were some that were not qualified, meaning they did not have a principal's signature on it, so the school did not know that the person was applying, so it dropped down to 88. But 94 were originally submitted. And then we continued the Amazon Donor Choose relationship this year, in which Amazon allocated $1,000 per application, and it was first come, first serve. Teachers could apply for up to $1,000, first come, first serve, and boom, and that was an extra $30,000 on top of the $27,000 that the Classroom Grant Committee just allocated. So we had a very handsome classroom grant season. And One Night Out Parish, you'll see another slide, 578 attendees. All proceeds go to classroom grants. We'll have figures on another slide. Thank you, Lily. Next one. And here are our One Night Out slides. This is a comparison since the day we started. The numbers have moved and shifted. The reason why we've had some price increases. We added cocktail tables, And then we actually, you'll see in One Night Out Paris, which just happened October 4th, where our ticket sales actually are down, but our sponsorships are up. And that is our acquisition strategy, is to really attract more businesses, more underwriting, more sponsorships for the district. We'll go to the next slide. And this is a breakdown of how many guests, who they were, where they came from. We distributed a total of 661 tickets. 578 people actually walked through the door. So that's our attrition. We always plan for that. Okay, and the reason why we collect this data is we want to compare year to year to year, so we know exactly how to plan our strategies. Our next slide. This is employee giving, which we launched at the Welcome Back at the Surf Club. And the one thing that is different, you'll see some of that we started at 74 employees that participated in 21-22, and you'll see somewhat of a decline, and now we're moving back up. And what we noticed was that we went electronic. And this year we brought back paper. So when we go into the staff meetings and we talk about the support of the foundation, we actually hand individuals paper the same way we did in 2021, and our numbers are going up. And we will be at staff meetings right through December. Our next slide. The wellness centers, these are some photos. This is Catherine Finchie Elementary School. And we just completed Cathedral City Elementary School, and we're moving on to Rio Vista Elementary, and Kauai will follow that. And you'll see a list of all the wellness centers that have been completed. And we've learned a lot through the process. Palm Springs, Cathedral City, Desert Hot Springs. Each city and fire marshal all has different needs and requests, and we work within each of those, so we're learning about that. And our next slide. This is just in Q1. Wanted to remind you, we now have 20 foundation board members. The foundation is a 501c3. It is required to have a board of directors. We now have 20. We used to always have about 14, 15. Our bylaws allow us to have 25. So this is a big growth strategy for us. Every single board member sits in one of these SMART goals, and these are the SMART goals for the operations and the infrastructure of the foundation. And there's a variety of different strategies, which we call acquisition, conversion, and maintenance. We need to acquire donors, acquire sponsors. We need to convert individuals from ticket holders to donors. We need to convert donors from a point of entry, which might be $100, up to $500 and above. And these are all the different strategies and the way that we do that. And we'll do our last slide. This is a list of our new board members, of which 75% of them are new board members over the last 18 months. And we already have a date for our one night out. It is Tokyo this year. It'll be Saturday, October 3rd. Thank you. Any questions or? Oh, you cut me off.
Any questions?
Okay, Simone, you're sending messages up there. Any
No
questions or?
Any question? No? Great job. Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're done with the presentation. Now we're going. next item is item 14, board members' comments. Do we have any comment from the board? Okay.
Good evening. I'd like to thank the people who provided public comments tonight. The board always appreciates people coming and talking to the board about their concerns. And I know that our administration has heard what was said tonight, so they'll follow up on it. I'd like to thank Olivia and Leslie for their excellent reports tonight. And we always appreciate having student board members for the Board of Education. Congratulations to tonight's honorees. We want to thank you for your service and support. And we want to thank Mark Arnold and Jessica Whiteman and Ellen Goodman for your excellent reports tonight. Thank you for keeping the board informed about what's going on in our district. Appreciate it. It was really helpful and really beneficial to learn about the process that the Palm Springs Unified School District is using to develop our multi-year vision and strategic plan at our study session that was held tonight. I also got to participate in Palm Springs Homecoming Parade. It's been going on for years and years, but it was very exciting also to participate in the Desert Hot Springs Homecoming first annual parade. So congratulations to them. School groups and community members participated and everyone seemed to have a really good time. I was also able to attend MTU's Little Women, the play. It was really amazing how much talent our students have. It was great. Thank you very much. And last Tuesday, the board and Dr. Funches were able to review his first 100 days, and I want to thank you, Dr. Funches, for your comprehensive report and the discussion that we have. So thank you very much.
Yeah, just real brief. First of all, thanks to our student board members for your great presentations. Very well done. Thanks to everybody that presented and everybody that addressed the board today. We take your comments seriously. I just want to congratulate Principal Tinoco on the homecoming parade. Great job. For the first annual homecoming parade, it went very, very well. Friday night didn't go so well, but you guys tried hard. And congratulations to Palm Springs. Their parade is always wonderful, too. Thanks.
I'll be brief. Am I on? I'll be brief as well. October 15th, we went to the parade in Palm Springs, and also went to the Palm Springs High School football game, the homecoming game. They were able to get a victory against Xavier Prep. I also attended the first parade there at Desert Hot Springs High School. It was really great. The energy, it's always great to see our parents and our community come out and support. And I just think that it's great that you're doing a wonderful thing, Omar, with the city of Desert Hot Springs. We appreciate it. Also, I want to thank those parents for speaking in public comments. It's really difficult to get up here and voice your opinion and how you feel, and very concerning to hear some of the things that happen. But I'm pretty sure that as a district, we will definitely take it into consideration and get back to you in a timely manner. Also, for the student board members, you guys did a wonderful job. I love the aspect of the education and the things that you guys are doing in your schools. Congratulations and thank you guys.
Okay. Hello, everyone. First of all, we're here at Desert Hot Springs High School. It's a treat to be back every year. And so it's a treat to work with the wonderful people that sit in the booth. Thank you. That help us with technology, set up all of the food and all of the kids or groups that come out tonight and come join us here in Desert Hot Springs with the amazing Mr. Lake over there, Mr. Tinoco. Thank you again for your hosting of this important night. I still see Jan Pai here, and we are just so
dedicated to recognizing you and your accomplishments. So thank you again, Ms. Pai. The October 15th Palm Springs Homecoming Parade was downtown. And what's important, I think, is sometimes to think about the people who supported our parades and our events. So I reach out to Las Casuelas and the Delgado family, thank you. The businesses, the city police, security, maintenance, the city fire, the Corvette Club coming every year. They know my name, and they, I get to kind of see into each Corvette, and it is so special because of the community and the teamwork there. And so behind the scenes, and of course all the coordinators from the high school, the bands, the other schools that joined them. It is definitely a village and a community event. On October 15th, some of us were at the Do the Right Thing event at the police department, and from Raymond Cree, they honored Angel Raya Galvan in the tunnel, the Raymond Cree tunnel. The Desert Springs Middle School student Haley Thomas, or maybe I mixed them up, Julie Inda, Rancho Mirage, Damien Bordeaux, and Palm Springs High School Richard Pike. And it's always a wonderful event and recognition for our students and them being able to see what they can also continue to achieve. Our first here, Desert Hot Springs Homecoming Parade, behind the scenes, Scott Mattis, the collaboration of the city, the Tinoco team, including Anthony Rodriguez, all of the extra groups and people that joined together. It was just a treat. Zoom transportation helped bring kids from to Bunch Palms here and didn't charge for it. So Zoom, thank you for helping to be involved in continuing after the day ends. We had a wonderful board work day on October 21st, and we are shifting our board meetings and our work and all in the district moving towards data and data driving instruction. So I appreciate all the people that have really kind of helped this shift and change come to be, and that's really important for us to know as we plan and make decisions. I was with board member Girardi to see Little Women at the theater at the Galen with MTU, and that was back on, let's see, it was back on October 19th. The one thing about this theater is not only the production, but it is the proscenium, it's the stage, it's the music, it's the orchestra, 11-member orchestra. It is all those details that are included in this amazing production. So coming up is the Little Shop of Horrors. There's a Christmas show coming up. I had a chance to speak to David Green and find out what's coming. There's so many shows and happenings coming with the singers, the honor singers, and all of the MTU participants, students. Palm Springs basketball team, thank you to your team for stepping up. On the SELPA trunk or treat, the volunteers that were going to run the games, they didn't come. So the Palm Springs High School basketball boys team, they came in and they swooped in and they just took over all of the games that special education department had and just started playing games with the kids, giving out candy, and I think you went above and beyond by being there and helping to make it a wonderful event. I was with board member Espericueta, President Espericueta, at the DLAC parent joint meeting, beginning of year meeting, and I think it was 24 out of 28 schools were present for a percent of 86%. So they did have a quorum and they continued the meeting. That was really special to see those parents. And my recommendation, and I'll kind of look that way towards Mr. Mr. Jeff, is in that ABC Parent Center, there is no amplification system. So the speakers, if they're speaking a lot, they exhaust a lot of energy in that meeting room. So I would like to propose perhaps an amplification system, microphone system, so speakers who are speaking for a long time, like Miss Robin Hinchliff, she was conducting the meeting, and that was really, consuming her voice and her energy. So perhaps we would consider putting microphones, not just, portable mics, but a whole system in that room for staff development. Thank you. And then Two Bunch Palms. The DJ, we want to thank him, and the festival. It was the fall festival. I came out, and it was a gorgeous sunset that night, very little wind. And wow, what a wonderful way for kids, for such an inexpensive, festival. Nachos were $1. It was, and actually the principal said, Madonna, we're not making money. We're doing it for the kids to have fun. And so there were games and all kinds of food, and the trunk or treat was set up. And really, thank you again to Denise Benton and AP Keith Reedy. And at that festival was a volunteer from the class of 2026. And I had to take a picture of his shirt because I said, you're wearing your shirt already? He said, yes, we got them at the beginning of the year. And he said, I can't go to the game because I have a lot of homework. And so, and on Friday night. So that was like amazing that these volunteers from the high school here were at the festival that night. So that's, it was just a very busy month, and I appreciate everyone that put on the extra events for all of the students. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. You ready? Yeah, I will start. Thank you, all of you, for your commitment to be here. It's a long day. Mr. Tinoco, thank you for hosting this meeting. The staff. And in October 15, I attend the Palm Springs Homecoming Parade with all board members and students, with Principal Mr. Ventura, Administrator, seated at Palm Springs, and student, teacher, and community member. Was all the time has been a great parade. And in the same day, we had the opportunity to be in the Do the Right Thing. And I want to highlight what they do. They honored or giving the recognition tonight a student from 3 school districts, and each student received a plaque, certificate of commendation, a prize packet value at more than $700, and a feature in promotional ad and news cover on media sponsored by Key ESQ, and on Desert Shot with Sandy Newton. And once, for example, how successful is that program, one honored student came from Seaview Elementary School. That one is from Salton City. Is 65 miles from here, and they show up. It is interesting how successful is that program. Also, in the same day, I attended the CPAC, a Special Education Parent Advisory Committee with Dr. Funches. We do the most that we can to be in the committee meetings, to listen the parents, the teachers, the community members. I invite all to be part of these meetings. October 17, the first Desert Hot Spring High School homecoming parade was very, very impressive. Don't look like that is the first one. It's like that they already have the time doing that. And the same day, I assisted to the Palm Springs High School homecoming football game. Was a good turnout with Charlie, you was there, but and was playing. I was
Yeah.
yeah, was they won. I was a good show or good example how the community support the school district. And October 23, the LAC presentation, I was and did a presentation in Spanish to that group, and was good events. We have like two hours meeting in total. It was a long meeting, and this morning I attended the Rancho Mirage State at the city with Dr. Funches and Joan Boyko, and they explain everything about the state at the city, but also they recognize the softball team for being the champion at the state in east category in the east of the state. And with that, I end my report. Next, I move to item 15, student board member comments. Do we have any comment from the student board members?
Hi, I'd just like to say thank you to the board for the opportunity to present. And to Mr. Tinoco, thank you so much for hosting us and welcoming us with your U.S.D team. That was very cool. And just thank you to all of the presentations by everybody. That was really cool to just get an insight on other things other than our school districts and just everything else that plays into it. Thank you to all the public comments and concerns. And thank you.
So just to add on to Olivia's point, I want to thank all of you guys for having us here today. And Mr. Tinoco, thank you again for also having us. And thank you to everybody who presented. Just a little special shout out to Ms. Whiteman. I really enjoyed your presentation. I thought it was super cool just seeing the universal screener tests that you have and just how each demographic is affected differently. And hopefully we can close those educational gaps. And I should be it. Yeah, just thank you for everybody that had us here.
Thank you, student board members. Next item is item 16. Item 16A, Superintendent Report.
Thank you, Board President Espiricueta. Tonight marks a very special moment for me as I get an opportunity to share some of my key findings over my first 100 days. I joined this excellent district July 1 of 2025. Just seems like just yesterday, right? There's a lot that has been, taken place. I've got a chance to meet many of you, talk with you, share stories, and understand where we are. But I think it's more appropriate, and forgive me, you're gonna have to be patient a little bit, that I do this presentation from down there at the podium so that we can have this screen and I can also make sure that I speak to the wonderful people that are still in the building at this time. So we're gonna go down there and get this done, and then we'll move forward. So thank you very much for your patience. All right, is this thing on? Are we good? As I was stating, I want to say thank you to those of you who are in the building tonight. And I'm speaking directly tonight, not only to our board, but to our community partners, our educators, our leaders that are here in the room, and across Palm Springs and the greater Coachella Valley. And I'm speaking to you as someone who cares deeply about you and about the work that lies ahead of us. So this is a simple report that we put together, and I want to thank my team for their work, that shares, number one, why I had the entry plan, and number two, what I've learned and where we're going. So I hope you enjoy. Next slide, please. So when I first joined Palm Springs Unified on July, one of my favorite pictures right there, at the Changeless event, a couple things that I wanted to make sure that we did as I entered the district. Number one, to make sure that we had a smooth transition. We had Dr. Tony Signoret, who transitioned, and thank you to him for his leadership. He transitioned, and I wanted to make sure that the transition was as smooth as possible. I also wanted to learn about Palm Springs Unified as best possible, to learn our people, our cultures, our policies, what drives Palm Springs Unified School District, what makes us who we are, and then take all that information and begin with you to build a shared vision for the future. What does that look like? Who are we and who are we becoming? Next slide, please. And so with that, I promised to do a couple things. I said, I'm going to listen, I'm going to learn, I'm going to share who I am and listen to who you are. I'm going to help build something over a period of time and begin to plan with you to build that, right? And that was my promise to Palm Springs Unified, our Board of Education, and you as a community and as leaders here and educators and staff. And then with the leadership profile that I read coming on board, there were 5 areas that stood out that were important to you. Number one, strengthening governance through trust. If you can't trust me in my decision making, it's going to be very challenging to move forward with. Advanced academic excellence, right? Paying close attention to the outcomes of our scholars, and how do we increase those outcomes of excellence and equity. Ensuring fiscal sustainability and continuing with the stabilization plan that was in place, but even continue to capitalize on that. Promote a safe and supportive and inclusive environment at our school sites for our scholars and our staff. And then finally, authentically engage our community with meaningful communication. And that was what the community and the school district and our leaders and our board wanted to focus on, or wanted the focus to be for the incoming superintendent. So I took that information and made it a part of my entry plan. Next slide, please. And so I said, hey, I'm going to meet with as many individuals as I can. Board members, the foundation, they do great work, our educators, our principals, our directors, our union leaders, our business leaders, our city council members, chambers of commerce. I had parent meetings, district, neighborhood meet and greets when I could, met with our counselors, families, anybody that I could meet with within the first 100 days. I tried to get there. Still have some people to meet with. It's not within the first 100 days that all that can happen. It'll take me the whole school year to get to a number of people. But we probably got about 200 individuals in there, which we feel good about because I got a chance to hear what's important to our partners here in the district. So I'm very pleased with those that I've met and spoken with, the media and such. Next slide, please. Very happy about that. I also had an opportunity to put out a few surveys to our parent community, our scholars, and our educators and staff and leaders. And some of the things that stood out to me, or some of the trends from our parent survey, is as follows. What are the strengths of Palm Springs Unified School District? They cited diversity, equity, and access, community relationships, student-centered focus, professional development, innovation, and access are the strengths of Palm Springs Unified. But then I asked too, what's an area of focus? What do we need to continue to watch and improve in? And many of our parents said school safety and discipline. And that typically rises to the top. Communication gaps at school sites. How do we communicate with our parents? Equity and resources and facilities across the district, especially on the DHS side of the freeway. Transportation and scheduling and academic rigor and consistency were areas of focus. And then I had another question. What's the future? What do you want the future of the future direction of the district to be? And some of the things that were expressed were, hey, let's prioritize safety, equity, and mental health. Let's continue to prioritize that, right? Let's expand the opportunities that we have now for college and career. Let's promote unity and kindness, and then also let's focus in on high quality instruction and facilities improvements. Those are what our parents were saying. Next slide, please. Also asked our staff, our managers, our educators, our support staff, what are our strengths? Well, communication inclusivity, support services and equity, community and cultural engagement, dedicated teachers and staff. What are our areas of focus? Well, Dr. Fuentes, consistency and equity across school sites, right? Discipline and behavior supports for our scholars. Communication and transparency, and some of our educators and staff cited workload, morale, and recognition, which typically will rise to the top as well. Special education supports and inclusion, and how we do that work, and operational and facilities supports, meaning continuing to improve in those areas. And then the question as well, future direction. Well, let's continue to focus in on equity and inclusion, right? And have that in action across our district. Let's continue to focus on safe and supportive schools, teacher and staff empowerment, career and technical education expansion, and then how about a unified district identity, which you'll hear about shortly. Next slide, please. I got a chance to meet with our seniors in our high schools. Man, if you haven't had a chance to meet with 12th grade seniors in high school, do so. They are brilliant. They have a lot to share. And they talked about supportive and caring teachers and staff, dual enrollment courses, strong school spirit and student pride, inclusive and welcoming environments, clean and well-maintained campuses, engaged clubs, sports, and extracurricular activities. What are the area of focus, seniors? Well, more counselors and mental health supports, greater instructional quality, improved communication and transparency, enhanced campus facilities, diverse academic and extracurricular opportunities, and stronger bullying prevention and behavior supports. Our scholars telling us, hey, these things are important to us. And then future direction. They said boost student involvement in opportunities across our campuses, expand counseling and wellness, broad career pathway options, inclusive student leadership opportunities, and finally, community and inter-school collaboration. How do we get the community and schools to collaborate on projects and promote positive school image? So here's what all that leads to. That's a lot of information. Next slide, please. So here are the strengths that I found in relationship with the comments and the feedback. We have an experienced board. That's a strength of Palm Springs Unified School District. Our scholars are brilliant, and that's worth repeating. And I will say that until we all believe it, right, across the district. Our scholars are brilliant, and they need to be told that. We have effective leadership teams across this district, effective, right? We have committed educators and support staff. We have a healthy fiscal outlook here in Palm Springs Unified because of the work of not only our board, but our CBO, Mr. Jeff Simmons, right? We have strong community partnerships here as evidenced by the foundation, the other things that you know about, right? Those are the things that I found. And then finally, next slide, please, sorry. A few other strengths. Skilled safety team. In this district, we have security staff that are not only at the high school, middle school, but at the elementary level, taking care of our young people. Diverse college and career pathways, distinguished arts programs, which you know about, award-winning, enriched, expanded learning opportunities, strong operations teams from HR to nutrition services to M&O. We have strong teams. And then finally, what I want everyone to make sure that you have a clear indication of robust health and wellness systems, more than I've ever seen across my career in education. Hats off to our teams. So then, with the strengths of the district and with the feedback that I've gotten, where are we going from here? Next slide, please. So here are areas of focus based on the feedback that I've gotten, the strengths of the district, and where we need to go. And it starts with this: develop a multi-year vision. The aspirations of our young people, the aspiration of our scholars, the aspirations of our community, the aspirations of our leaders, all coming together in a multi-year vision from 2026 to 2030. Who are we becoming, right? Make sure that we develop that multi-year vision together with the aspirations of the district. And some of those things that you saw in there will be infused into that vision. Number two, make sure that we align our district goals and priorities so that we all know what we're about and where we're headed. We align our budgets with the goals and priorities. We align our site goals and priorities with district goals and priorities. And that's how we get focused on doing the things that you saw are important to people. We strengthen our academic excellence for all scholars. I'm talking about our scholars with special needs, our African American scholars that seem to always trail in academic reports. Our scholars that are already at high levels, how do we continue to push them forward? Increasing academic excellence for all of our young people. Multi-year vision, dreaming, moving things forward. Improve and sustain positive behavior supports across school districts so that school sites don't have so much variance, but are practicing the same positive behavior supportive measures. Next slide, please. And then finally, a few more focus areas. Deepen our commitment to equity, diversity, inclusion with emphasis on this side of the freeway. With emphasis on this side of the freeway. With emphasis on this side of the freeway. There's the Hot Springs. Foster shared leadership and voice, making sure that our scholars, our educators, and our leaders and our community members always have a voice, either through survey or through interactions with us through our Family and Community Engagement Office. Build systems of innovation because we are building future leaders. We are building future leaders as evident by our young board members back here. Am I correct? And then finally, continue modernization of our school facilities. You just passed a bond measure. Thank you, community. Using those funds to make sure that we're continuing to modernize our school facilities and do well. And then lastly, as I wind down here, next slide, please. So what are our initial next steps? Engage in a very, very productive, high-level, engaging process to develop this multi-year vision, which comes out of there, a strategic plan that addresses the academic excellence, behavior supports, the wellness, all the things that were mentioned in the feedback that I've gotten. A multi-year vision encompasses those things, and people feel heard, with the implementation timeline of July 1, 2026, meaning we'll hold something in our hand by July 1, 2026, and hey, this is what Palm Springs Unified is about. Here's where we're going between 2026 and 2030 with benchmarks and measurable outcomes. With benchmarks and measurable outcomes. And then build a shared understanding of PS-USD excellence and a culture of continuous improvement for our scholars, staff, and families. Just continuing to build that shared understanding of what excellence looks like for us. And then finally, continue to strengthen teaching and learning systems so that we improve academic achievement for all of our scholars, because that's what we're here for. We're here for the benefit of our young people. So as I close out tonight, I want to say a couple things. Number one, thank you for the opportunity to serve here in Palm Springs Unified School District. Thank the Board of Education for having the confidence in me to come into this district and lead with you. Number two, get ready to get moving. Oh yeah, get ready to get moving, doing some good work, right? I'm appreciative of the team that I've been fortunate enough to begin to work with, and I'm looking forward to the work that we have ahead. And community, I'll tell you this last thing. I'm a man of my word, so anytime that I say something, I make sure that I put action to it. So we have some years ahead of us to do some great things, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Any preguntas? Gracias.
jersey from did you? You lucky dog. I should have did it too.
Next item is item 17, board action items. 17A, item 17A, approval a proclamation of National School Psychology Week, November 3 to 7, 2025. Student board member Olivia Aparicio will read the proclamation.
Palm Springs Unified School District National School Psychology Week, November 3rd through the 7th, 2025. Whereas children have a natural propensity to learn and have the right to learn, and whereas it is imperative that society emphasize the needs of children and youth and invest in education as a top priority, and whereas to enhance the total environment in which children live and grow, schools must apply sound psychological principles to instruction and learning, cultivate children's intellectual, social, and emotional development, meet the educational needs of our culturally diverse student population, and promote early intervention to ensure students' scholastic success, and whereas school psychologists help parents and educators foster healthy child development and are the school-based experts in children's learning and psychological development, and whereas school psychologists are on the front lines in the drive for violence prevention, intervention, and response in our schools, and whereas school psychologists are leaders in delivering mental health services to students, and whereas it is appropriate to take the time to recognize the important and vital role that school psychologists play in the personal and academic development of our children. Now, therefore, be it resolved that on October 28th, 2025, the governing board of the Palm Springs Unified School District proclaims November 3rd through the 7th, 2025 as National School Psychology Week and encourages its staff and students to celebrate the important contributions of this vital profession.
Thank you, Olivia. Can I get a motion to approve item 17A?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Item 17B, approval of certificated and classified employee transaction. Can I get a motion to approve item 17B?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any questions? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 17C, approval of revised job description, supervisor, mail services, reprographic, OE 4.7. Can I get a motion to approve 17C?
I'll move it.
Second.
Any questions? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Item 17D, approval of new board policy BP 5141.723, emergency extract albuterol administration, OE 11. Can I get a motion to approve item 17D?
Move for approval.
Any questions?
No.
Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion.
You didn't get a second.
I'll second that.
Oh, second.
Monica.
Ready?
Yeah, you got John.
I'll second.
Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you. Item 17E, approval of 2025-2026 Title I Parent and Family Engagement Policy, School Parent Compact, OE 10. Can I get a motion to approve item 17E?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any questions? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 17F, approval of the 2025-2026 district level Title I Parent and Family Engagement, Oh, that one is 17. OE, OE 10. Can I get a motion to approve item 17F?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any question? No? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Item 17G, approval of monitoring report governing policy R2 academic achievement in core academic disciplines, R2. Can I get a motion to approve item 17G?
I'll move it.
Second.
Any question or comments?
Comments? Is that your comment?
Okay.
Okay, I want to share a little bit, a little overview about R2. On October 14th, the Academic Achievement Results Report, which is R2, was presented to the Board of Education during a study session. This report highlights whether or not we have made progress in the areas that the board has identified as priorities. And there are 7 areas. They are English language arts, English learner progress, math, science, social science, engagement in the arts, and use of technology. Due to the minimal growth in ELA, EL progress, math, and science, we're not making reasonable progress, or the progress that we know we should be making at this time. However, I want to share or communicate to the board that please know we remain steadfast and committed to refine our instructional practices and advancing student success across all academic disciplines.
Do you want me to go ahead and say, okay, under board action with response to results policy R2 regarding academic achievement, the board finds the district and the superintendent are not making reasonable progress, which aligns with what Ed Services and the superintendent found. We would also like to make, under comments and directives, the Board of Education appreciates and thanks our Palm Springs Unified School District staff and leaders for your continued commitment to working towards increasing the academic achievement of our students. The board's #1 priority is to focus on advancing student achievement in all academic areas. Together with our new superintendent, we look forward to working together to improve student outcomes, raise academic achievement, and foster continuous learning excellence.
Okay. We're ready to vote. Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you. Item 17H, approval of adoption of resolution number 2025/2026-19, authorizing the filling of career technical education facility program application documents under the state facility program, OE 10 and OE 12. Can I get a motion to approve item 17H?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any questions? No? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay. Item 17I, approval to authorize contract number C0005606, Cal Shape Thermostat and CO2 monitor installation with Mesa Energy System Incorporated, OE 6.3. Can I get a motion to approve 17I?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Item 17J, approval of compromise and release agreement number 25/26-07 between parent and district dated October 6, 2025, OE 6.1. Can I get a motion to approve item 17J?
Move for approval.
Second.
Any questions? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. The following item will be approved in one vote. Will be the item 17K, 17L, 17M, 17N, 17O, 17P, and 17Q. Will anyone like to put an item for discussion or review? No?
Nope.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve item 17K to 17Q?
So moved.
Second.
Question? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. This would be also in one vote. Item 18, superintendent consent item. Superintendent consent item from 18A to 18F. Would anyone like to put an item for discussion or review? No? Can I get a motion to approve superintendent consent item from 18A to 18F?
So moved.
Second.
Any question? Please vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Item 19 is information. Item 19A, Williams case report of complaints, OE 4.12, OE 10.10, and OE 12. This item is strictly informational. No action is required. The board has received and reviewed this information. Item 20, suggestion for future agendas. Do any board members have suggestion for future agendas?
No.
Okay. Item 21, setting at the next board meeting. Our regular board meeting will be held on November 18, 2025 at 6 p.m. Item 22, debrief. Any debrief? No? Okay. And item 23, adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Move for approval.